Corporate would like you to figure out the difference between all of these units here. You have 3 seconds. Nice joke. Hey guys, Akariss here, bringing you, well, as you can see by the title, not a unit analysis. This video is going to be basically a more of like a discussion thoughts kind of video as opposed to a unit analysis, which I normally do when a new unit is released. But I guess disappointment would be how I would summarize this whole situation. So we have 2 brand new units added to the F2P pool. And I call it F2P because they're easy to get, or you'll see them soon. Now the thing with these units is, well, the running joke is they're basically identical. And maybe not identical to each other, but definitely identical or very similar to what we already have. So sit back and enjoy the video, because I'm just going to pretty much give this as a thoughts opinion video on why this is not necessarily a good thing for the game in the long term, and that IS really needs to change some things up. So here we go. Eremia and Lena, 2 brand new units in 2020 released to us, and honestly I wouldn't be disappointed if it wasn't for the fact that these units come with basically nothing. Basically nothing. So we don't get Dazzle in 2020, we don't get Balm pluses, we don't get new staffs. We did get Palm Staff off wrist, and that was interesting, but you only get 2 copies and you don't get any good healer premium skills. Now I think IS has an agenda where they're like, healers are too powerful, whatever that means, and they shouldn't be used in like PvP content. There's a couple of things why this isn't the case. First of all, I will tell you that you're not going to see a healer in Arena, okay? We got some Arena gameplay footage below. You don't run into healers, okay? They don't exist. In Arena, they score too poorly to even show up at all. Maybe once in like 100 matches, I'll see a random Maria with C-dual infantry who does 0 damage to basically all my units anyways. So yeah, they're not really there, and this isn't really, I don't understand why they would limit things like Wrathful or Dazzle. It's the same for most new releases we've gotten. IS was really conservative with the stuff they give us for free. I mean, we're like a 2nd attack res push and a 2nd distant guard in the pool. So by this logic, they could just keep giving us old skills and never really give us anything new, which is what I thought the point of a new unit is, to give us new skills at a point. Attack ploy 3, again, is like, it's already on Julius, who was like 2018, I believe, maybe 2019, I'm not sure. And Defense Res 2, which I guess is new, but like if you're gonna be soaking chills, which is the point of Defense Res 2, then Fury 2 does pretty much the same thing off of Bartray at 4-star. So this is essentially a dud unit, and Eremia again is pretty much a dud unit, but maybe you can spend 20k feathers for Distant Guard, and Distant Guard is pretty good both on offense, on Ether Raids, Arena, and even Ether Raid's defense if you're using some sort of mixed team to make your front line stronger. I do admit that's the case, but I just don't like that we don't get anything new, and this is kind of bad. So I'm gonna showcase just one build for this whole video. If you blink and miss it, well, just rewind the video, I guess. So the one and only thing I'll show for today's video is a build like this. You want to have some fun with this new unit or any of the healers, because you can literally copy paste this into every healer and get similar results. There you go. Go pick up some premium skills, throw it onto your healer, go in light season where it's generally easier, and have some fun with these skills. Tank like basically if you were playing Awakening, because that's what this is. So anyways, why is it important that we have basically new units released and they don't seem to give us new skills? Why aren't we getting the solos? I think, and the reason this video has to be here is because I predicted, and there was sort of like a pattern to this, was that New skills, like bonds for instance, or chills, you waited about a year, it was about a year in time span, and then those units started trickling in through F2P options. This was the case, okay? We had like chill speed off of Fallen Celica first, and I believe we had some bond skills, I don't remember which ones they were. They came out first and then they came out later. Like it took about a year and then we finally started getting them. So my expectation was, all right, one of the first few solos we got was off of like Legendary Erica, attack speed solo. I believe it was something like this. And Erica's been, you know, it's almost been 2 years and we still don't have attack speed solo. This is, it's important to realize why it's a bad thing when we don't get these skills given to us over time into the 3-4 star pool or GHB units at the very least. Maybe Tempest Trials units, sure. The thing with this is it feels like you don't make any progress on your account without actually summoning. I mean, Grails are becoming limited. I mean, you pretty much, they've always been quantity, you don't have many, but it feels like you don't even want to spend Grails for skills anymore because there's not that many enticing skills. It doesn't feel like, it feels like papers are technically a kind of way to make this progression. I really like the paper system. I really like the Grail system. If you've heard me before, there definitely is good through these systems because they give you player choice. But when you limit the new skills that haven't been in the pool for 2 years, you're limiting player choice, the game feels very stagnated, and we're basically not making progress on maybe some, you know, like sub-characters. I'm not talking about your main carries, because your main carries you can throw the most premium best skills at, but it feels like we're in 2020 and we still want to use Fury Desperation or QR3 on our builds for budget builds, on just characters you want to build for fun, and that's a problem because it just feels like every character is the same at that point with some variations in stats or colors. And I don't really like this. I don't like this at all because waiting 6 months for your papers to accumulate so you can finally build, let's say, a new character you want to build is pretty boring. It's gonna take, you basically gotta play the game really patiently to get there. And awaiting the new arrivals on GHB and Tempest Trials again can be really disappointing because you don't really get much. Look at like Mini Nerva, for example. Great standalone unit, but we get flyer formation again because we had it before on Loki, so why not give it to us again a year later? IS is definitely trying to slow down the process of these skills, and we get them so slowly. Almost, it's like a year later we get the same skill. 2 years have passed, we don't have solos. We did get Speed Res solo, and I do appreciate that. We did get Sorcery Blade Seal, and I do appreciate that. But it is so slow, but like at the rate we're going at, it feels like we might get lull skills as seals in about 2022 or 2023. And that's boring, because you know why? Because we want to have customization options in a strategy unit building game, okay? Everyone wants this. Doesn't matter if you're a casual player or a competitive player. And that is really going to basically lose the retention of the player base. People will get bored, quit, and IS will make less money. It doesn't require any statistics for me to know this to be the case. I know that it's the case because I'm a player just like you, and they really should do something about it, which is basically open up the door to more interesting customization options. Stuff like Fury, Life and Death, Vantage, Wrath are not seals yet. Some of them aren't even available as 4-star, QR3 specifically, aren't even available as like options without investing into to make them into a build. I'm still using QR2 on a bunch of units just because I don't want to spend 20k feathers for QR3. And that's weird. And I don't even want to use that build because it's so monotone. Every unit does the same. End turn somewhere, QR2, a QR3. Right now I'm using QR on like Sheena, for example, in this footage because it was like the first thing I got. And I just said, okay, you know what? I'm not going to spend premium resources on this character because I like Sheena, but I don't see why I should give her the most optimal build when she doesn't see combat enough to warrant it. That's my view. The units I use the most, Ashnard, Brunya, Corrin, whatever. Like my units, Fjorm, Summer Xander, Itsuki, I'm going to give them the premium of the premium stuff, but that's it. That's all I get. Without basically spending 200, 300, maybe even 500, 600 orbs if you get really unlucky every single month to basically keep your units up to date. And this is a single unit. You'll fall behind, you'll get bored, and it's just a bunch of a waiting game. So, with that being said, number 3. What should IS do? Where should we go? How do you solve this problem? Now, if you've been listening, you'll know that I've kind of mentioned it already. And here's the thing. You basically should get these new units and give them good skills. They should come with Dazzling, they should come with Wrathful, they should come with new stuff that is either just completely a new skill, because why not? Why not just give them a new skill, completely new skill, or make sure that the older skills that still aren't here are trickling in at a much faster rate. Imagine Aremia came with Attack Res Solo, and Lena came with, I don't know, what, a brand new staff, or just Flash Plus. Okay, she comes with Flash Plus. There you go. There you go. You're adding in new skills at a respectable rate. That's what IS needs to do. These 2 units should have just had skills that aren't necessary, or don't have to be brand new level 4 skills, but just need to complete the pool of available skills so people feel excited for the units, excited to use them, pull them, and possibly build them. Although I don't see why you would build them when they're basically copy-pasted off of old healers with just more stats, because that's what it is. You use these units because you just like them, or they're just more stats of a current healer you were already using. So realistically, IS needs to just add new skills into the game, needs to stop holding back the F2P player, like the person who basically doesn't spend thousands of dollars, and I mean thousands of dollars, because you can't even get away with hundreds of dollars at this point. You need to spend thousands to give yourself the flexibility of build options. You need to spend thousands to give yourself new skills, and that's what they want, I guess. But when it feels like your units get outdated every month or every 2 months, there's even less of incentive for the person who spends thousands to basically update every single month. So change the meta with free stuff. Speed Res Solo, Steel, good. Adding those solos as well in the actual Grails through GHB Tempest Trials, or just any skills really through 3 or 4 star units, is going to be really good. So they need to start doing this, and it's starting to feel like they're holding back way too much, which causes the stagnation, which causes people to get bored, which causes people to quit, which causes this game to make less money. And I don't want this. I don't want this. I love this game. I love the gameplay. Things have not changed for me really over the years, but it feels like if I don't commit thousands of orbs, hundreds of orbs for basically my main carries, and then thousands of orbs to build different units that I'm even considering, then there's a problem there. Back in like 2018, I felt like the Rally Plus, the first one we got off of Quan, I felt like that was the temporary thing, that we would start seeing this in the pool eventually, because that was kind of the case. In 2017 to 2018, anything you saw as a skill would eventually show up as a seal or a GHB unit at some point, and it felt like you weren't falling behind. Now it feels like you fall behind. We're never going to see level 4 skills in the GHB Tempest Trials or 3 or 4 star pool, and I mean never. If it were to happen, I would be pleasantly surprised and very happy to be wrong. But that's not the case. They're going to keep them premium. Rally Pluses will stay premium as a way to gate scoring. Ether Gale Force will not show up as like basically 4 star units having them. They're gonna remain, you gotta spend 20k feathers. And as I said, for the final time in this video, I don't want the game to go on a route of dying, and I don't feel it is, but they gotta stop doing this or people will get bored. That's really my take on this. So this is not a unit analysis, and I'm sorry if you were looking for one, but just go watch every single other healer video I've made, and you can take the information from there, and you will build your healer the way you want it to. Okay guys, let me know your opinion in the comments below. Hit up the Discord if you want to discuss this further with other people, and of course the Twitch streams, all linked in the description below. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one. Much love, peace.